All right, everybody, welcome to Live from My Drum Room. My guests today are returning champions Stan Lynch and John Christopher Davis of the Speaker Wars. Stan, of course, was the original drummer and a founding member of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, songwriter, producer, and a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee. And John is a gifted singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist. Stan and John were my guests on episode 228 on April 14th. Be sure to check that out if you haven't seen it. We played a couple of tracks from this record that's out today. And they're back today to talk about their self-titled debut record, The Speaker Wars. As I say, it's out today right now. So go out and buy this record. I mean, buy it now. You can get it anywhere fine records are sold. Yes. So please welcome back Stan Lynch and John Christopher Davis of the Speaker Wars. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Congratulations. The day is finally here, May 30th. Wow. Couple of yeah, I know. It's many years in the making. Couple of quick announcements that I didn't mention while we were off the air because I want to kind of sandbag my old friend Stan a little bit. Belated happy birthday to my good buddy. Celebrated a big birthday last week. So happy birthday, Stan. I got to do it on the phone the other day, but we'll do it live on the air today. Happy birthday.
It happened. We rolled over the odometer one more round. Here we go.
Well, I got to say, you're like a Toyota truck. I mean, you keep going. Or a Ford truck. I don't know, whatever kind of truck, but
hey, I'll take it. It's like still here. It's wonderful.
Well, yeah, great. I know you guys have been busy doing lots and lots of these, so thank you for taking the time today. And Stan, you probably spent most of your birthday, I'm guessing, doing something like this. So
there's worse fates, man. This is look, man, it's still white collar crime. Let's face it.
And before I forget, one more little thing too. I just want to. This just is such a cool coincidence. So I started doing this podcast 5 years ago, 2020, and it just so happens on episode 9. Today is episode 233, but episode 9 was my good friend Stan Lynch, and the date was May 30th, 2020, just by complete happenstance. Yeah. So. Isn't that wild? 5 years to the day, and here we are again. And that episode has something like 30,000 views on YouTube. Not surprisingly.
Lovely.
So, yeah. But now that John's here on this show, we're going to just blow that one out of the water. This one's going to be like, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, guys, again, congratulations. Today I listened to the rest of the songs, and it's just such a beautiful record. There's so much to dig into. Last time, we played the first 2 singles in their entirety. So I thought today we'd just sort of play a little bit of those songs and just sort of move through the record and have you guys talk about it a little bit and just sort of give some insight into the process.
Sounds great.
Sound good? All right.
Yes.
Yes. Fantastic. And and hopefully this is going to work now. Let me see. We had a little. All right. So let's start with, as we said, we played this song the first time. You make every lie come true. Certainly worthy of playing again. And we'll listen to a little bit of it and just sort of move on through. And I think the nice thing about this now is we can hearing all these songs together really gives it all like a little different perspective and how all these songs fit together. Yep. If that makes sense.
Yep.
All right. Anything you want to say before we kick this off? Is there any?
Yeah, sure. You make every lie come true. I don't remember the year. I was on Stanley's back porch in St. Augustine, Florida, and I got this idea called "You Make Every Lie Come True," and I was hooked. And we went off to the races, and it came together quite nicely. And the record, still, I listened to it this morning. Tom Petty Radio was so kind enough to play it this morning, as well as 95.3 in Dallas. I'm going, Man, it's pretty good work, boys. Pretty good.
Wow. That's great, man.
But
Wow.
Stanley had that title. That was his.
Yeah, yeah. And it came together quick, and was it just like, did you feel this urge to just want to like lay it down as quick as you could, or just sort of capture the spontaneity of it? Was it that kind of a thing, or yeah, Stan, please.
Songs evolve, like they get, there's I think a wise man once said, you can lose your song so many ways. And when you write, you think, when it's being written, like you said, on a back porch, it's in your head still. It's still very much in your head, the finished product. So you can lose your song while you're making the demo. You can lose your song while you're picking the beat. You can lose your song by picking the wrong key.
Yeah.
You can lose, there's so many ways to lose it. So this song was really about and many songs with John and I, like, John, this is not bad. Why don't we not screw this one up? That was where we just kept leaving things out. We just go like, well, we could dress the clock with this. We could gild the lily with that. We can put frosting over here. And we just went, man, let's just go right down the middle. And it was, that's what I think we ended up finally when we started cutting it. And it took a couple tries, it always does. And we ended up settling on just a, 1, 2, 3, 4, go, pretty much go. And it's really down to the lead vocal, and every song, I'm a broken record. If the words don't resonate to the singer at the mic, all bets are off. And it's like, so John he communicates well. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. And John, did you write and you came up with the title, and theoretically that would be the verse. I mean, the chorus rather.
Correct.
Yeah. And John, did you write the verses or some of the verses?
Oh, well, no, that was pure playing tennis, 100%. He definitely had the chorus. And I'll never forget, hey, there's nothing we can't do. Hey, you make every lie come true. And I thought, that's it? That's the chorus? He's like, yeah, that's the chorus. And it quickly reminded me of my all-time favorite rock and roll songs. Hey, rolling on the river, sounds so good. Said it again, rolling on a river. Still haven't found what I'm looking for. Still haven't found what I'm looking for. Don't have to live like a refugee. It's like, if you got a cool hook, it's nice to hear it a couple of times. And yeah, so he and I, we played tennis on the lyrics, and I had just come out of a terrible major label deal. And Stanley, I have to thank him publicly for helping me really step out of the bullshit and into the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He can do that. I know. I've known this man a long time, and he can see and cut right through all that.
Yes,
all the time.
Yeah, he's a sword. Yeah. There's no doubt.
Great word. Yeah. Well, let's play. And I've got a question from a listener, Doug McKenzie, that I'm going to ask you after we listen to this. It's because it pertains to this song in particular. And so let's listen to a little bit of this one, and the first song on the record. And again, it's the Speaker Wars self-titled debut, finally out today, May 30th. You Make Every Lie Come True. Yeah.
I'm gonna write like Bob Dylan. I'm gonna rock like Johnny Cash. I'm gonna stand on the Grand Ole Opry, sing my songs while the cameras flash. I'm gonna live to see 100. I'm gonna age like a fine French wine. Hey, there's nothing
Yeah.
Stand behind it.
Yeah. And well, you should, my friend.
100%. Yep. 100%.
So here's the question from Doug McKenzie, and I think maybe other listeners might have this same question. Doug said, listening to the Speaker Wars first release, You Make Every Lie Come True, which has a great hook. There are subtle parts of that song that are reminiscent of I Won't Back Down. And the question, I guess, could be directed to Stan or to you, John. And was this a way of paying homage to your roots with the Heartbreakers? I guess that's more for Stan.
Well, I marinated in the Heartbreakers for 20 years, you know, and I marinated in like working with Don and other people. So it isn't a question of whether it's homage or a tribute. It's how I hear music now. It's like, that's all I got. It's it's not that I don't have a choice. You know, I just
it's baked into your DNA, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, this is. I don't think there's any conscious effort to anything I do anymore. I mean, literally, a plan is hysterical to me. Like, I just laugh my ass off. People say, "Did you plan to do this or plan to do that?" It's like, you know, that old joke about, you know, man plans and God laughs. It's like, so it's just everything is. Does it feel good? Are we having fun? Does it keep me in the room? Does it keep John in the room? I'm going to do that until it turns into punishment because I'm OCD and that's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah. No, great answer. Great answer. And I wanted to ask that because I'm guessing other people had maybe wanted to ask that question, honestly, but I knew the answer because I think when you play with someone for 20 plus years and you're in the room when those songs are being written, you know what I mean? You were part of the DNA of all those songs. So, anyway, point being that you can't help but have some of that just in your aura, you know?
Part of me is I'm flattered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh God, I'd hate to have a hit like that. You know, I mean, like that would be a real drag if the song was that good. You know, I mean, oh man, forgive me. But there's another part of me, you know, and I'm being rather flippant, but the truth is, this is all I can do. I mean, it's not like I'm never going to write another Chopin etude. You know, I'm not going to write a Supertramp classic. You know, it's like I enjoy writing little rock songs with guys that want to play rock and roll, or in John's case, he'll come in and infect the room with a gospel vibe, or he'll say like, look, man, I got to get this out. I got to get this off my chest. And sometimes songwriting is therapy, and a lot of stuff hits the floor because we go like too personal. You know, you don't want to share that. That's like, you know, you don't really want to share every birthday of your kid with the world, or, you know, but there's certain things that you go, these feel universal and they're cleansing. And I want the world to know this. And especially with John, like when he's singing, I'll go like, I want the world to get to know you. I want them to know something about you they didn't know before you opened your mouth. And with this song, it's like, hey, he's a consummate BSer until the right girl comes along and makes it all work for him. And it's like, that's cool. I like that about this guy. Then generally work on that filter. We'll say like, John will say that all the time. He goes, ooh, I like this guy. And what he's referring to is the words. Goes,
yeah.
I want to hang out with this dude.
Yeah.
That's great. That's some great insight. Well, we'll keep moving on down through the song list. And of course, the next song is It Ain't Easy, which we listened to last time. And we'll play a little bit of that and get some more perspective. Here we go. Track 2.
It ain't easy losing half your friends. Thought they'd be there to the bitter end. It ain't easy. This growing old, a young man runs when the truth gets told. Shaking hands with your past, it ain't easy. Learning nothing lasts, sure ain't easy. Knowing when you've had enough, it's a slap to your face when it's time to give it up. Vision fades, soul remains. Even tread along the way. On the unpaved road, much unknown. But when I'm all done, I take my last breath. You can have what's left. It ain't easy to get a good night's sleep. It ain't easy.
That song has just so much attitude. I mean, that's the only way I can kind of describe it, you know. And I was trying to come up with little words next to each song, and yeah. And John, your vocal in that in all these songs, but it's just it gives it so much attitude.
Well, you're very kind, but you got to keep in mind I'm in the room with a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, so it's kind of he ups my game.
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah, and you know, in all seriousness too, I got to think that influence is a big part of it. Yeah, it really kind of makes you really want to go for it.
100%.
Yeah,
Look, man,
yeah.
anyone who knows me, like the bookends are Stanley's old band, certainly Don and the Eagles, and the fact that I got to land in this perfect sandwich as the ham in between the wheat bread is amazing. So I'm like, are you kidding me? This is pretty. It's nice. I'm very
Yeah.
grateful.
Great. I want to read a comment from Teddy Swift who said John Christopher Davis's voice is so soulful. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and
Thank you, Teddy.
yeah,
For your kind.
fantastic. Yeah, let's move on to track 3, Taste of Heaven. Was there anything else you guys wanted to add? I know we talked about that on the last episode too quite a bit. So if I'm moving too fast and you guys want to talk more about anything, just jump in.
No, man.
All right.
Let 'em rip.
Good.
Yep.
All right. We're moving along here. Yeah. Taste of Heaven, track 3.
hmm
Is it?
Leave me breathless, lying on the floor.
I had to keep a little bit of that instrumental section in there.
Fabulous. Thank you, Jay Brown. Fabulous.
Man, that's the keyboard player?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jay Brown,
Yeah.
just he's so good. Come on.
Yeah. And he's your live, he's the guy that's in the live band too. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he's all over the album. He's the only keyboard player on the album.
Okay.
I mean, Stanley and I may have touched it for a minute, but no, that's Jay Ellis Brown, and props to him. Jay, I love you. I hope you're hearing us, and God bless you. What a joy to have you in the band.
Yeah. Beautiful player. I think you mentioned Stan played some B3 on one of the singles, right? Maybe. We talked about Ben Montench.
As John said, Jay is the only keyboard player. we have keyboard impersonators or keyboard adjacent, like in me and John, like we stand next to keyboard players. But
that's true. That is true.
Well, you guys, I hear what you're saying, and that's some beautiful playing right there. It's just
Yeah, good, man.
Yeah, and again that groove, Stan. That's this is the drummer in me talking, of course, but anybody listening to that is just doing this. Like, if you're not moving your body listening to that song, then check your pulse, because that's serious right there.
I have a very narrow lane, John, but it's like, but I know it well. It's like, it's I can do a pretty good impersonation of me anytime, and that's what I got. So it's really the record. It's a celebration of limitations, It's it's like that's what we do, and so we and you're always learning as a band too. Like, I mean, I'm not kidding when I tell you that the next record will be better. The live gigs will be better than this record, and already the cats in the band are so funny in rehearsal, and John definitely like, man, I could have done that better. And I'm thinking, man, there ain't a record I've made where I haven't said that, 6 months in later gone, well, oh man, so that's part of just growing and enjoying and letting go and moving forward. So I'm just hoping that we get enough traction, for lack of a better term, where we can just keep doing this, because we're about to get good.
And you guys have songs? Do you have some songs in the can already for the next record? Is it?
Oh yeah.
Pretty far along. Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
We wrote a lot of songs during COVID, and that's what John and I really enjoy. That part of that's a hat we love to wear, and it's like it comes distinctly away from even being in the band. We just write a song, and then we decide, like, is that for the Speaker Wars? Is that for somebody else, or is that one we just had to get off our chest? And so yeah, we've got a barrel full of material. And it was curated by Mike Pasterzi, who became as our exec, and said, here's the album, here's what I want you guys to consider as your first record. And, of course, John and I, we fought a little bit about it, but that's a strong word. We lobbied for what we thought our personal favorites were. Sure. And we actually gave Mike the final vote, that's kind of what you have to do at some point when you're in a group. If you want to do it your way, it's called a solo record, go make one. And it's, and if you want to be in a band and you want to collaborate, at some point you have to be willing to give up something that, like, oh man, I can't believe we gave up that song, and why are we going with that one? And it's funny, because some of the songs that I would have never picked are actually, getting a little emphasis. And I'm going, thank God I didn't pick that one, Thank God I wouldn't have done that,
Do you find that, and both of you guys, I mean, having done this for so long, that it's a case of like you're maybe just too close to certain songs to where, not that you won't be objective, but like you say, bringing like the executive producer in to kind of have a more sort of clean slate approach, more, less, I guess, less partial to any particular thing, where he can just sort of listen to it objectively and go, guys, this is what you really want to go toward. I mean,
yes. I want to echo Stanley's words regarding Mike Pasterzi. I'm not sure this album would be coming out today without Mike Pistorzy, because Stanley and I, look, man, we're Bronc and Mustangs, man. We just do our thing, but you need someone to kind of reel you in and go, hey, gentlemen, I think this is your best foot forward. And I thought Pistorzy, God bless you, Mike Pistorzy, if you're listening, for helping us like weed it down. Because come on, man, like Stanley and I, we birthed a lot of pups. There's a lot of pups in the litter. So how do you break it down to 10 songs? That's you just kind of need someone else to step in for a second and go. Well, anyway, he did a great job, and God bless you, Mike.
I'm so glad you guys mentioned that. You know, that's because that's so important. Like you say, just to you got to have that steward. You know, that person that's just kind of ultimately maybe steering the ship.
Yeah,
You know,
he's a
you can have-
shepherd. He's a shepherd, and Stanley is too. We got great shepherds in this organization.
Yeah, you do. You do. All right. Well, I'm gonna play another track. I'm gonna play the next track, Never Ready to Go, and then I'm gonna throw a little question in here for you guys. And
Cool.
let me just get it queued up and ready. And here we go. Never Ready to Go, track 4.
I never wanted anybody like I want you. No other lover makes me feel the way you do. It's like a dream so real to me. Can't wake up, I can't leave. I'm never ready to go. I'm never ready to go. Ooh, baby, when your love takes hold, I'm never ready to go. There ain't no way, there ain't no doubt. You're the one thing in this world I can't live without. I'm never ready to go. I'm never ready to go. Oh, baby, when your love takes hold.
Man. So John, I have to ask you, is that you playing the solo in that song?
Oh no, I'm not that
No.
talented. Oh no, no.
Let's
I
get
played.
this out.
No, I played like the rhythm, the Les Paul rhythm guitar, and I played bass on it. But no, that was our dear friend, the amazing Andy Timmons.
Oh, Andy, of course. Yes.
He
I know
li-
Andy. Yeah.
Yeah, he lives just down. I mean, I could walk to his house right now. And it's like,
Right.
hey man, we're recording. Why don't you come on over? And next thing you know, like Andy's on the track, and so good Lord, no, I could never play like that in a million years.
Well, no, you told me last time that Andy was on the record, and that makes, not that I'm not saying that you couldn't do that, but Andy's such a mother. I mean, go ahead, Stan. Yeah.
I'm saying it. No, John can't do that. That's Andy. Yeah, that's a great. That was live off the floor. You know, that track is just, that's basically what you hear got tracked, and when we didn't touch it, it's
Man.
that was really fun. And there's a few of those on the record where we just got lucky, we got in a living room literally and tracked that in a living room. And Andy was great because he came and we all learned the song and basically arranged it in 10 minutes and played it. And
Yeah.
you know, because the whole thing at the end where there's these crazy 13 bar blues and things are building, and you know, we had to go when we had to learn it to play it live. It was like we're going like, what were we smoking that day? Because it's like, and I love that. That's, you know, that was that's actually, you know, that's just a rock and roll band playing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It
That's
sure is.
and it doesn't hurt to have Andy Timmons in the room. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
you know,
He's a monster.
Yeah.
You know, when I heard that, when I listened to it this morning, the first thing that came to mind is that this is going to be, when you guys play this song live, I imagine it's going to like be they're all going to be standouts, but that's going to be a standout track. Like that's going to be one of those tunes you guys are going to be really excited to play it. Your audiences are going to love hearing it because it's just got something, you know what I mean? It's got like grit, it's got groove.
It's pretty funny, man. It's like, once again, it's one of those records, like, you know, I can already hear it. Like, I don't listen to the record much, but when I'm hearing it back, I'm going, man, I should have, I could have, I would have, you know, I totally do. Then I just go, let go, man. It is what it is. It's a
Yeah.
Polaroid, you know, it's like, it's a great little snapshot of a bunch of guys arm wrestling, you know, so it's fabulous for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, live, everything pretty much plays off the floor. At least it sounds like that or better to me, you know?
Yeah. Man, we got to hear this band live. Hopefully we're going to get to that. Cause I think the single most asked question when I put this out to the audience to ask a question is, are you guys touring? But we'll come to that in a minute. I want to read a question from a listener, big fan of yours in Australia, Joanne Thornton, who's watching and listening right now. And I think it's 2 a.m. In Australia. Yeah. And I'm Stan's number one Aussie fan, and I'm sure also John's fan. If the album takes off, is there any chance they would tour Australia? I've been watching clips of John performing. How long has he been working with the members of the Speaker Wars? They are talented musicians and really comfortable playing with each other. Love the music, both from the band and exploring John's catalog. So I guess the takeaway question for you, John, is how long has this group of musicians been together, like the Speaker Wars?
Sure. Well, Stan and I have been collaborating for 25 years. That's a long time.
I didn't realize it had been that long. Wow.
Oh yeah. And you know, back echoing what he said, yes, we have a barn full of songs, if you will. The other guys in the band, I'm in the Dallas area, and I thought that the guys from my band would be pretty cool in the Speaker Wars. So we got together at our manager's wonderful facility, and we started making a joyful noise unto the Lord. And I think Stanley was on board. And so, but you know, the other guys I've been working with for, I don't know, 15, 20 years. So it's a family, man. It's a gang. It's a very, very small circle. I'm a music snob. If I don't feel you, I'm out.
Yeah.
So we're good. We got a nice gang of very seasoned, soulful cats who grew up on the same records and love each other. We want to laugh. We want to be goofy and just go make a joyful noise together. And we can't wait to get on the road and see what people think.
Yeah. Great. All right. Well, here's hoping that happens sooner than later. You know, I think I speak for everybody watching all over the world. So
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm going to move to the next track. And I hate to say a favorite, but so far this one is just really speaks to me. The Forgiveness Tree, which was your third single, came out right after we had our last episode in April. And this is, you know, I made a note next to it. Epic. It's just John, your vocal performance on this song is just, yeah, man, off the
Thank
chain.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think we had Stanley gave me 3 takes on that. And we weren't trying to record a record that day. We were just really recording a demo. And I'll never forget being in his beautiful studio holding a 57 mic, no popper stopper. And we put 3 takes down. He comped it and it's like, well, there it is. And that's what
Man.
you're hearing. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty fast and honest.
Yeah. Wow. And Stan, there's some like trademark classic Stan Lynch fills in this that I love, man. I love at the end when it's really building. Well, we'll get to it, but I'm going to play this all the way through from start to finish. I think it's
Aw,
just
you're
it's
sweet.
yeah, man, I can't find a spot where I can stop it. So thanks for being patient with me, guys. Here it comes. Here comes the forgiveness tree, track 5.
Angry words were spoken, 2 hearts broken. Love has disappeared. Hurt keeps going, keeps on growing. Where do we go from here? Meet me at the forgiveness tree.
lot of work.
Wow.
Woo!
Gosh, I mean, really, I mean, that, the comments, if you could see the comments, people are, I mean, I'm getting choked up. I'm not kidding you. That is so, so, so heavy.
Thank you, brother.
Man, thank you. Thank you. I can see that song live and 10,000 cell phone, flashlights
Me
instead
too.
of lighters like the old days. But yeah, I mean, that's the song right there.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Now,
That means a lot.
can I ask, like, that was both of you guys, that lyrics and
Yeah,
melody and yeah.
that's a collaboration all the way. And we both was, once again, there was the, let's don't screw this up. This is a good idea. How do we write as minimal as possible, almost like a haiku? Like, how do you get it in 5 words? And it was, underwrite this idea was what I kept thinking, like, how do we, and then, like, it was one of the rare songs where you go, well, we probably do need a bridge. And then, like,
Yeah.
oh, wow, this is going to be interesting. And we probably tried a few different bridges and went, like, musically, they were like, and that one just seemed to flow. And then once again, we were tracking that live in the same living room session. I think we took John's demo vocal from my studio and we just tracked to that. We just went,
Yeah.
and then it kind of got arranged on the fly at the end. Like, there was that influence, like there's some drama, in the accents at the end. Like, those things were, that's me channeling Don and Danny Korchmeyer saying, like, hit them where they ain't, Stan. They're always,
Yeah.
the one is cool, but if you can go one and, or if you can
Yeah.
go and one, it's like, that's Danny and Don always looking for the, so you're getting a lot of, it's fun when you have a toolbox and you get to, I hear my mentors in that, I hear them going, like, and then of course I would love all of my mentors to come in and help me make that record, but they're not going to. It's up to you to be the guy to go, like, okay, what if we, and then it's nice when the guys in the band, because of course their first impression is, what is that? What does that mean? But then they'll follow you around, like, and they'll go, well, let me learn that, or let me try that. And I love that I have access to people that are open-minded to weird ideas that are coming out of my quiver from 1987, or, it's, that's a
Yeah,
fun record. That one, that's great. I mean, that one, I think that'll hold up.
Oh man, will it ever? And I have to ask first. I want to read a comment from our listener, Mayor Wilcox, MER. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. The way this track builds is just the best. Totally speaks to how well you all trust each other in your playing, and I think that sums it up really well. That, like, you really got to trust each other to do what you were doing there. You know what I mean? To know, like you said, Stan, let's not mess this up. You're trusting John. John's trusting you, the whole band, and everybody's together, just creating this beautiful piece of music.
Well, from my perspective, I had married that vocal. You know what I mean? We weren't going on a date. It's like, we're already in it. It's like, and John was still going, like, I'm going to re-sing it. And I'm going, like, yeah, in another lifetime. But I've got what I need to take. It's already my North Star. It's already telling me what my drums are going to be and what to listen to. And so I think as you get a little older, you realize your job is to be able to pat your foot. It's also to get the hell out of the way. It's like, how do I get out of the way? And I jokingly, and I'm not, John thinks I'm kidding, but I'm really not when I say, look, I'm treating you like if Bob Dylan was in the room. It's like, look, man, it's like, what would I do? Well, I'm not certainly going to be spanking my monkey and dancing around and showing off. If, like, it's like, well, I have to treat John with that kind of respect. And, and sometimes it ain't easy,
It ain't easy.
In doing that, he's learning to respect himself, and I'm watching him grow, and it's really a nice thing to be in a band, but at the same time, I'm not like having the same. We're not all discovering the same things at the same time. I have discovered some of these things already. It's like
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay for me to admit that. It's like I'm not being egomaniacal or being weird, but that dirt road I have already turned into a super highway. I got that. And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm watching some of these guys in the band going like, really? I don't have to, I don't have to wave my arms in the air. Like, I just don't care and do 50 different fills. And no, man, all you got to do is just hit that chord and stand back and put your hand away. And that's a perfect example of when in doubt, leave it out,
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So quick question I have is, have you played the record or that song in particular? I'm wondering, has Don Henley heard it, or Danny Korchma, or any of your friends?
I don't know. I don't have that kind of relationship with those guys. We're friends. And it's interesting, like we don't always share musical projects unless we're working on them together. It's interesting. I don't know. I mean, I would never ask, but if they told me, if I got input, I'm always going to listen. But most of my musical friends are very, they're very cool about what I do, and I'm cool about what they do. And and I don't know, and everybody's very busy. So I can't imagine Don wanting to listen to much more music than having to play that, those Eagles songs for 4 hours. Yeah, I figured he's probably had enough music for a minute,
I dig, but I got to think at some point it's gonna cross his airwaves. He's gonna hear it on the Tom Petty channel or on any radio channel, or he's gonna. And I'm just, maybe sometime in the future, you and I will talk about that, and you'll tell me, yeah, Don called me and dug the tune. I got to think it's just so beautiful.
It's like, hey, my own family barely reacts to me making music anymore. I mean, seriously, it's like, I mean, and they never did. So it's always just been like, this is what I've done since I was a little boy. And I can put out, I can have a hit record and my sister will say like, yeah, I think I heard your record. It's like, yeah, sis, it's like, but everybody's sort of like, oh yeah, you're playing the Forum. I don't think I'll go this time. It's like everybody's kind of got used to, all my friends have kind of got used to me.
Yeah. I'm glad it's not just me. I've never played the Forum, but I'm glad it's like my family is just sort of like, oh, you got a gig? Yeah, great. Hey, we're got a gig tomorrow night, 5 minutes from your house. Oh, great. Have a great gig. That's their answer.
I mean, I think my father's whole reaction to success was, great, I guess you're not going to be borrowing any money. It's like, it wasn't anything to do with me, like literally, hey, Dad, I'm going to the Hall of Fame. Oh yeah, I guess your career's pretty well wrapped up when they do that. I mean, that was literally. Wow.
That's great.
Well, I have one last question about that track, and I think I know the answer, but did you guys know when you, maybe even after John did his vocal, that you knew you had a great track? I mean, was there that feeling of like, okay, we really got something special here? Or were you not sure and you were just moving on, like you finished that, moved on to something else? Or did you take time to like reflect and go, man, this is really something special?
No.
I think I knew that was going to be the answer.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't finish a song unless I thought it was good. So when I hear them back, then you start to, and you get some distance. Like some of these songs we recorded a little while ago. So now I can hear them. And, but at the time you're just, like I said, I don't want to lose it. It's like, I got a fish on the line.
Yeah.
I just don't want to lose this thing. And it's like, it literally is like, oh man, can we just get it to the side of the boat? Put a gaff in it, like, don't screw this up. And so that's it. It's later when you go like, oh man, or people react like maybe like, maybe a couple of my friends I played it for them, they go, oh, that's a pretty good song. It's like, thank you,
Yeah.
Like I'm reacting right now to these beautiful comments from all these lovely people from all around the world. it's lovely. So now it's like, oh, I guess it's okay.
How are you seeing? I'm
That's-
not seeing any comments. How is this?
That's
happening?
great.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
No, John, that's great. I was hoping you were on Facebook. So John and I are both
yeah.
on, and he's seeing this, all these beautiful comments and just,
They're
like
lovely.
you say, lovely all over the world. You guys have so many fans. I'm gonna read a really nice question from a big fan of yours in Denver. After this next song, just to keep things moving, we're gonna move on to track 6, "When the Moon Cries Wolf."
Ooh.
And yeah, let's dig a little bit of this one. Here we go.
Every night it's the same old thing. She come dancing in and out my dreams. In the silver light, she's crystal clear. I reach for her, she's not there. I see her body in the soft moonlight. Curves are plenty, high and tight. Oh, to feel that heat again. I feel those fingers digging in. When the moon cries, whoa. 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 Cries, whoa. Cries, whoa. Hear the howl, lose my will, learn to run, kill or be killed. Her memory takes me by the throat. She got me looking high and low. The lesson taught, but never learned. The beast moved on, you had your turn. She up and ran when the thrill was gone. Now there's no more blood to feast upon. When the moon cries, whoa. When the moon cries, whoa. When the moon cries, whoa. Cries, whoa. When the moon cries, whoa. When the moon cries, whoa. When the moon cries.
Man, what a rockin' tune. Yeah.
Fun.
And now, who was that you on guitar on that one, John, or was that Andy again?
No, that's all Stanley Joseph Lynch.
That's
Playing
Stan playing that
Stan.
badass Keith Richard guitar solo.
That's all Stanley. He also played the B3 and the piano on it. And,
Holy shit!
yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't know how great of a guitar player Stanley is. In fact, I would say I've learned more cool chords watching a drummer than I ever have with guitar players. So that's
Stan.
Stanley. He effing killed it, man.
Absolutely. I thought maybe you guys had Keith come in and just take that solo for you. Wow, Stanley, well done, my friend.
I think I got lucky. My amp was blowing up, and it's since I go to Nashville the next week. It was it was literally the sound. My amp is exploding, and it was almost funny. Like, when I heard the riff the first time, I went like, "Well, it's so crappy. I'm going to embrace it." Like I went like, "This is the worst guitar sound." Oh yeah, let's go with that. So but it's fun. That's a fun track. John came up with the title. He had the title. And he just said, "Man, I want to write a song, The Moon Cries Wolf." And I think it was a rainy day, and I think I just got myself in the room and went, "Let's see what that does." And then
Yeah.
sent it. John and I were working a little bit remotely on that one, and he said, "Man, I've got a great sax player," because I wasn't hearing the sax. I didn't get that. I think
Yeah.
I had a section of the song where it was like I was ready to take the section out, and John was like, "No, no, let me get my cat," and then Maley stepped in to do some howling, and we ended up kind of realizing like, oh man, the homage the homage we're playing to here is maybe Mad Dogs and Englishmen or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like,
100%.
but
Yeah.
you didn't know you were going to go there. You just like you go like, oh wow, if I, you know, it's once again it's the walk that you take, that first step. You go, oh, this is because I wasn't really sure that we were even what we were doing until John was going, oh yeah. Then he flew down, and I think we kind of worked on it together. We sang it a bit, and
Yeah.
you know, worked it around. But it's fun. I mean, I love the process. You know.
Man. Well, that's such a great. I'm so glad we talked about that. I did not know that was you, and just and I apologize. I cut it before we got to the sax solo and all that. But
And
all the
also,
more.
real quick, John, also
Yeah, sure, John. Yeah.
kudos to Rob Jacobs.
Oh yeah, yeah, right. Rob, the guy who I worked with on all the Henley stuff.
Oh yeah.
He's a fabulous engineer and
Yes.
and mixer, you know, and been my co-producer for years. Yeah, I think I sent him that one and said, "What do you hear?" And he goes, "Do you mind?" You know, and he unloaded a little bit on that one, which was like, ooh, didn't see that
Yeah.
coming. So
Yeah.
that's what's cool about other cats that,
Yeah.
you know, that are in our orbit, and they're not married to this. You know, they didn't hear the record, and they hear it for the first time and go, "Hey, I'm going to leave this out. I'm going to put this in. I'm going to open up this drum sound a little more for you."
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's fun when you can bring in your cartel of cats.
Absolutely, yeah. And your hi-hats, so those are you using the same the hi-hat sounded really big there, but they were more open, and maybe that's what I'm hearing, but they sounded like just big, and the crashes sounded bigger. I didn't know if you changed your setup at all, or
Probably just open up the room, and you know,
yeah.
Rob just Rob's got he's a hot rodder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's not afraid to just like, here, let me open the door. And he also knows what he's doing. When I mix a drum kit, all I do is put the faders up at unity gain and pray, you know, and go like, hey, I hope that worked. You know, like, so I mean, literally, it sounded good in my headphones. So that's, to me, is almost the level of engineering sophistication, you know, like, so there's,
Yeah.
it definitely takes a group of cats smarter than me to figure out how to get to assemble a record. You know, it really does.
Well, that had, like you say, a really wide open sound to it. Just a lot of bandwidth kind of feeling
That's
to
Rob. Rob just opened it. You know,
Yeah.
Rob's, you know, him and I could make each other laugh all the time, you know, and John encouraged him, which was great. Like John was like, you know, like, well, like, okay, guys. You know.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm going to read this question from Janet. She's a big fan of yours from Denver, Janet Lovell. And she said, thanks for the opportunity of asking the guys a question. Please tell them I'm so excited for the album. Can't wait to hear it in its entirety. For both guys, which track do you feel the closest to right now, and why? It's a good question.
Go, Johnny.
Yeah, John, you first.
Well, that's a tough one because look, man, these are all our babies. But when I was hearing the Forgiveness Tree, the one that you just, the one before Wolf,
Yeah.
that hits me as my old buddy Rodney Krause used to say, hits me strong.
Mhm.
That one does. That would be one of my faves off of it. I also love the last track featuring Stanley on lead vocals called "I Wish You Peace." You'll probably get to that later, but that one feels very heartfelt, and that still moves me to this day.
All right, great. Stan, you have a
personal fave?
a personal fave, or anything that really kind of resonates, speaks?
It's funny. I can't really hear the record yet. You know what I mean? I know it's an assembly of our work, but I think that there's pieces that, like, there's a song on there. It's deep in there. Called "Leave Him," and
Yes.
it's to me, it reminds me of like if the Everly Brothers were alive, I'd play it for them and go, "Is this something you guys would want to sing on with us, or you want to cut it?" It's like there's certain songs that just they already sound like they were there before we got there. Those are the fun ones. The most fun ones to me are like, oh, it sounds like we did a cover, and it's like, but we didn't. It's like,
Yeah.
like that. They're kind of mysterious to me. Like, how did that happen? It's like,
yeah.
And so yeah, maybe that one is just, but not for any reason of commercial interest but I have no idea what contemporary music even sounds like today anyway. So, I'm worthless in terms of telling you what I think is going to connect or what would sell or what, I don't know. It's, but yeah, maybe Leave Him is just kind of like,
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the one after this next one coming up right now.
oh, okay.
And this one really jumped out at me this morning. I was out for my run, because like I said, I just, like everybody else, just got to listen to this today. So I was making good use of my time out there. And when I heard this one, track number 7, Traitor's South, there was no mistaking, first of all, who the singer was. And I mean that because I'm a big fan of this singer.
It's an acquired taste. I'll give you that.
No, man, no. I was so happy to hear it, and the track just grabbed me. So I'm going to play it right now. This is Traitor South, track number 7.
Tom was an outlaw, a criminal man. He won Traitor South on a high poker hand. When his dancers needed music, that's how I came to be, working his shithole back in '73. And I choked on the life, played smoky hours, night after night. Learned to drop down at the side of the gun and blow on down Highway 441. Those days are long gone, but a few of us still live on. Trying to remember, trying to hold on to the nights spent and wasted, singing our song. Here's to that bastard, old Traitor Tom. And drifters, preachers and punks, handsome young cowboys, sad married drunks. I watched it all from a broken down stage, raptured by love, I can't remember her name. Those days are long gone, but a few of us still live on, trying to remember, trying to hold on to the nights spent and wasted, singing our song. Here's to that bastard, that old Traitor Tom.
Wow, what a great song. Great song. Man.
That's a real collaboration. John, we wrote that in the living room. on acoustic guitars. And, I probably had the story, the idea of the story. It's like a true story of, a kid playing in a titty bar for years, like that's every word is true. But John's the guy who said, what if it kind of did this? It was a 3/4 and it was a, so that was really, and, and he pushed me to finish that song. Like, cause it was a hypothetical, it was like, what if, until John goes, well, what if you push, hey, and then, so yeah, that's fun. I mean, I love that, the diversity of that, because I can speak for John. Our heart's in so many kinds of music, it's like, it's not in rock and it's not in country and it's in all of it. It's in like, I love it all. I mean, I really do. I mean, so it'd be great if any of these, if any portion of this record connects to anybody, killer. That'd be great, because it's like, we're not going to wear you out. We're not just going to go, all right, man, this is just truck driving music for 10 songs. It's like, but there could be a truck driving song in there for all we know, like
sure.
Next one, because we love trucks and we've been around them and we've been in them, and it's so anyway, but that one's a fun one, and I
was going to say, I love the waltz feel, the 3/4 feel. And you make it, it's any drummer watching this knows what I'm saying. It's no easy task to play that 3/4 feel and have it feel the way you made it feel like that.
Well, it's 4/4, you're actually trying to, and that's why you have to drop a beat. And I wouldn't know how to do that if I hadn't played those couple years with Dylan. Cause it's like, it's like it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then then it's not occasionally, because you have to pop. It's like you trip over yourself occasionally. So but yeah, that's that, like I said, I wouldn't know how to do that unless I played all those weird songs, where you're like you're always coming and going, and that's fun, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. And was it some of the lyrics sort of a metaphor for your time with Tom? I mean, like, just I know you said it was about, when you were a kid playing in titty bars and all that, but was there some sort of kind of, again, homage to?
No, I mean, honestly, it's a complete it's a coincidence, because TP and Tommy, the guy I was in a band with, who was, that's a different, no, he was never Tom to me for some reason. He was always Tommy. I was always Stanley. And it's like, so Tommy is the guy I played with. This guy was Tom Henderson, who was just man, he was Traitor. It was Traitor Tom. That was what we called him. And man, he had 1 million stories and 1 million worlds. He owned everything, he owned everything and nothing. And he was wild. He was just a wild guy,
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great. All right. Well, we're getting closer here. We're going to play the song you were just talking about, Stan, Leave Him. Beautiful song. This is track number 8. And everybody's doing okay. We're making our way through here. Thank you guys for hanging there with me. Here we go. Leave Him.
She's a penny, he's a train. She's blue sky, he's the rain. Such a shame. She's a tire, he's a nail. She's the windshield, he's the hell. He never fails to ever treat her right. I don't know why she tries. Help me solve the mystery, why someone who as sweet as she believes in, she should just leave him. Baby, you're so right for me, you're everything I'll ever need. You don't need him, let me be the reason you leave him. She's the brandy, he's the bill. On a summer day, he's the chill, a real buzzkill. She's a lover, he's just sad. She's a dreamer, he's a drag, such a drag. He never treats her right, he only makes her cry. Oh, help me solve the mystery, why someone who is sweet as she believes in, she should just leave him. Baby, you're so right for me, you're everything I'll ever need. You don't need him, let me be the reason you leave him. Baby, let me set you free, I'm the one who holds the key. You don't need him, whoa, whoa, you don't need him. Baby, you're so right for me, you're everything I'll ever need. You don't need him, let me be the reason you leave him. Why don't you just leave him?
Man,
Nice
I had
job,
to listen
Stanley.
oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, that was
Man.
pretty special.
I like, see, that's a kind of record. It's like, I just like that. I like, I like the discipline of it. Playing that acoustic guitar part was like, probably took me days, to get that just to, and that's like watching guys like Glenn Fry and Felder do that. Like, you just got to get that. It's like, it's really, there's a beauty and grace and, John's vocal and then
yeah.
bringing it to his cats and then having him play dobro and fiddle and
Yeah.
it's like it's a really nice way to work, even though it's not it's not like sitting down formally and going, hey, let's go to the studio and cut these songs. It actually gives you time to, you try this and let me hear it and I got to be the arbiter of taste occasionally, like just to go, hey, look, I like this, or that's too much, but it was having a song like that to me is like, I don't even know where does that come from, but I like that. I just think it's just a cool song.
Beautiful song. Beautiful. I had to play the whole thing because, again,
Thank you.
yeah, no, there was no place. It would have been a sin to only play a couple of minutes of it. It was just so beautiful. Yeah,
It's fun, man. The drums are literally, I think it's like a patting my feet. I think it's just the feet of a drum kit, like a poof, schmeck.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
to me, like that's a classic case of like, what would the drummer do that would just get in the way? He'd just be a knucklehead. He came flying in.
That's where again, like all like your instinct to know what to play, like and what not to play. And you're right. I mean, it's not about the drums. That song is not about the drums, other than just it giving a little foundation, a little floor. But yeah, it's John's vocal, it's the guitar,
it's mostly, it's all really, it's just going to bounce. It's just fun. But like I said, if you have a song, how do we not screw it up? That's the
I love it. Yeah. That's the recurring theme. My friend Penny Lane, who's a very good friend, and she's watching, asked a question or made a comment really more than anything that I think echoes exactly what I was thinking. And I'm going to read it. Penny, I saw it and I've lost it. But basically, she said something like, how is every song better than the one before it? Or how is every song so great? And it's true. It's just so, there's no, honestly, guys, I mean, there's no turkeys on this. Is that even the right word anymore? I don't know. But I mean, there's no filler. They're all so great, all these tracks. And we've got 2 more to play. And I want to take a moment and tell everybody that if you haven't bought this record yet, then I don't know what you're waiting for, because just buy it, download it, buy it from Amazon, buy it from whoever you want to buy it from. You can buy it directly from the Speaker Wars website, probably. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Sure.
And I'm going to buy a physical copy too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting on mine.
Me too.
I know that's how it goes, right?
I like physical. I like, but hey, man, what do I,
Yeah.
I've still got
Me
all
too.
that stuff. So I like looking at it, and the graphics are cool. It's very basic. It's very primitive, and it's but I think I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. Me too. I'm going to read one last question to you before I move on to the last couple tunes. And this is from Heidi Vertaler. And Heidi watches all the time. And she's wondering, Stanley, if when you played a couple of, I guess 3 years ago now, when you toured with Mike's band, the Dirty Knobs, if her friend Jason Sine was playing in the band at that time?
Absolutely. Yes. Great.
He was. Okay. Great. Okay. Yeah. And she mentions that he has a new solo record coming out, and wondering if you've heard it, or if you have any opinions on it. It's called The
Only things
Mountain.
I've heard has been pieces, and it's great. Jason's really cool. He's got his voice on guitar is as good as his voice. It's he's really interesting, and his influences come shining through, but they're well mutated, just like all of us. But I thought Jason was a ball. I mean, he really was he was fun to be on the road with. He made me laugh. We got into it. I'm really glad he's making his music. Yeah. Heidi, yeah, man, if you talk to Jason before I do, give him a big kiss.
So he's Mike's regular kind of second guitar player in the band,
I think
more or less.
they've parted ways. I think he left. Chris Holt, who's a friend of John's and a Dallas boy, is out with Mike with the Knobs now, and out with the Eagles. So
okay.
Yeah, but Jason went ahead and I think he did probably 20 years with the Knobs. I'm betting a long run.
Wow. Yeah. That is a long run. Well, before we jump to the next track, I just got to give a shout out to our friend Joe Vitale, who just jumped in and says, "Hey, y'all."
Wow.
Yeah, Joe, talk
Cool.
about a hero. I know.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah.
Get out of here, man. Come on, Joe.
Yeah, he can play.
Yeah.
He's a musician, not to be confused with drummer.
Massive fan, Joe. Massive.
Yeah. He's the real deal.
He's a musician, as are my 2 guests here today with me. So, Joe, it's great to see you, buddy. And I'm going to have you back on real soon, too. Joe's also a returning champion. So,
yeah.
All right.
Love him.
Well, let's get to track 9, Sit With My Soul. And here we go.
It's fun to hear this stuff.
Sit with my soul, come sit with my soul. When you need a hand to hold, look for me where the 4 winds blow. Oh, you're never alone, come sit with my soul. Grandma's house up on the hill, her front porch, time stood still. She would sing till the cows came home. Came a winter's day, she said, I have to go, but you can sit with my soul,
come sit with my soul. When you need a hand to hold, look for me where the four winds blow. Always know you can sit with my soul. My old man was hard to know, lived his songs out on the road. Still hear his voice everywhere I go, gentle in my ear, singing soft and low. Sit with my soul, come sit with my soul. It don't matter how you roll, when the going's rough, I'll share the load. Son, you're good to go, come and sit with my soul.
That's Milo Deering on a lot of that. All the cool, vibey Appalachian stuff he's really a good, another Dallas guy. But I met him through Don originally when we were working on I think Cass County, and he came in and he's fun. I think he brought a lot of atmosphere to it.
Yeah.
John. That's really that's John's baby, and that the gospel harmonies are all, that's his direction, and that's his peeps, and that really there's it's just it's a pretty little, it's an honest little recording. There's no trickery in that, it's but there, yeah, that was fun. I like that stuff. It's
Yeah, me too, man. That's beautiful. I love the placement of the cross stick, as in just in the verses where you're just, it's just setting this mood. It's just underneath it.
It's a fine line. You're farting around or setting a mood. I'm not sure which one, but
I don't. No, I would say you're setting the mood. I wouldn't call that farting around at all. No, and then when you come in with the groove, it's just takes it like to another place. It's yeah.
Once again, if you got a song, you just try to figure out. And it's, like there's so many great records that I grew up listening to, like, Sloop John B, where you just go like, the Beach Boys, where you go, it just keeps building and building. And it's really fun to have heard music and you go, oh, what if I have the ability now to not just go in guns blazing. You can take your time and
Yeah.
and I learned a lot about those kind of records working on Don's record, and I wasn't afraid to try to, it was still in my head, like, that goes here and that goes here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's sweet.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Hearing it back, John, thanks for playing that. Hearing it back, because I haven't heard it in a minute. I come from a long line of gospel snake handlers and hillbillies. And it makes me, like Stanley and I love the Louvin Brothers and Appalachian kind of country music. And that one fell out pretty quickly. And listening to it back, I haven't heard it in a minute. I'm like, that's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's there's something, I don't know. There's something, there's an elegance with that to me, of just look, and it's old school. I admit it. It's you got to set the Wayback Machine to like 1952 to understand that kind of music, And but I stand behind that idea that's still a holy place to go.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you guys play it with integrity. You really do. You're not playing it like a couple of guys that are like, you're feeling it. You know what I mean? You can hear that what you're not just covering a
And
part.
that goes back to the guy at the mic. If he don't believe it, all bets are off.
Yeah.
We're leaving this one. Like if, you know, and he's done it. He's done it. Occasionally we'll be working on a song and go, man, I'm just not liking this guy, you know? And it's like, all right, that one's going to hit the trash heap. You know, it's okay. I'm not, we were just dating anyway. You know what I mean?
We weren't serious.
It was just
All right.
lunch. You know what I mean? It was,
All right. Well, we're back. We're down to the last track, I Wish You Peace, track 10. And I'm going to play this entire song because it's a short song and because it's my show and I'm going to play it, damn it. So Here we go. I Wish You Peace, track 10. Yeah. Man. Wow. I gotta say, and Stanley, that's you. That's you singing.
well, John's doing that whole orchestral thing at the top. That's that's John at the whole, you know, the choir. Yeah, I'm singing the
I Wish You
Yeah,
Peace.
John-
Yeah.
John and I are kind of like Sam and David a little bit in there, you know, which is, and yeah, I mean, that's just it. That's I think that the point of that is the statement. You know, I'm not trying to be a Hallmark card here, but it was like in a world that's gone completely around the bend.
Yeah.
It's like, can we just agree that, like, you know, peace, love, joy, happiness, creativity, you know, can we just all at least find some way to do it, you know, a little bond on that? So that does come from an honest place, you know, and John backs me up 100% on it. Like, because I think that started as a giant song one day, and I played John the song, and he sat there looking like a cow at a train till the last 5 minutes. And then he went, I like this last, it was the outro of a song that John just went, well, there's your song, why don't we just do that? And it was like, great. So but yeah, I think, and John always kept saying, we should close a record with that. That's a piece of business. And I'm like going, I don't know. So
good call, John. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good to have a collaborator. Always good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it moves me, even to this day, hearing Stanley's voice on it. And I love his Ringo style playing on it. And by the way, that's him playing all those freaking instruments. That's all Stanley.
really? Okay.
Oh gosh, yeah. And he sang the hell out of it. And anyway, it moves me because it's like, man, I think that song's going to be around for a while. And I think the first time I told him, like, man, that sounds like an Apple commercial to me. Like, that's just,
Yeah.
it's just, it's lovely. The only thing I did, I put some vocals and I came up with that slide part. Ba-da-da-da-da. That's all him, man. Anyway, I love the song. Good job, Stanley. I think you sound like pure stub muffin on it.
No, I think it's cool. And the guys at Mark Felsot over at TP Radio lets us play that as our Christmas song on the radio, which is great. I think it's like, hey, look, man, if you got a problem with that, then you're probably not my kind of people. It's okay.
Exactly.
If that's too schmaltzy for you, then okay, man. If you didn't go buy the Metallica, it's cool. I don't care. Whatever, I'm happy with it. I'm happy that but yeah, I think but that album was, like I said, Mike Basterzi picked the songs, and there's a lot more. So I'm and we're writing all the time. We're constantly, doing back and forth with our writing. And I would love to be able to get out on the road and really see what these guys can do if we light them up,
Yeah. Well, that has been the most asked question by everybody that sent in a question. And as it stands right now, you guys are doing some shows, but there's not a tour at this moment. But it's the record
hard.
just came out. Yeah.
It's that's a long way from what we're doing here to having a tour bus and having an audience. It's a long way. I mean, that's a whole other thing to learn and work. And we've got to find, I mean, I'd love to find the right tour where we could go out and open and have an audience that would be like willing to accept another band. And it's a tough road, man. But I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not afraid of it. And I know I got a good band that'll just sound great. And we all get along and we all share the same pretty much love of everything,
Yep.
My diet might be a little different than theirs. They're a little younger than me. Pizza,
Yeah. Well, that's true. And John, it's because of people like yourself who are kind enough to share our work with people, and that's how it gets out. So we just need people to save the record, go buy the record, or if you're on Spotify, you're only paying $10 a month anyway. Like, it's just go get it. So we don't understand. Look, Stanley and I do not understand the new algorithm game. I don't even care to understand it, but just hopefully this music will cut through the chatter. And it was made with love, a lot of heart, a lot of soul, a lot of blood, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears, a lot of fights. But well, it's true. But like, it's worth it. It's worth it in the end. Because I honestly think I haven't heard the record down like this in a long, long time. I'm like, I think I'll have to go see those boys on the road.
I know I would.
Where you boys from?
Yeah. Thank you, John. Thanks really for helping us pimp. And
absolutely, Stan. Anything for you guys. And not just because you're my old buddy, but because I really, really believe in this band, in this record. I the first couple of tracks you sent me a while ago, and then just hearing this now, I mean, you guys got a great record. And I pray that, like you said, John, the whole algorithm, I don't understand it either, honestly. I really don't. But hopefully, like you say, it's gonna cut through all the stuff out there and find its place. I don't see how it can't, really. I don't see how it can't.
Well, you know, that's
Yeah.
that's in the hands of something bigger than me right now.
It
you know?
is. But John, you're fighting the good fight, and that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, man.
Fight the good
All right.
fight, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
pleasure, guys. Thank you guys for being here. A big hand for Stan Lynch and John Christopher Davis, The Speaker Wars. And buy their record. It's out now. There's no excuse because it's out now. So
is.
buy it. Yeah. All right. Guys, hang with me for 1 second. I'll end the stream. Say goodbye to everybody. Thanks for watching and listening, everybody, all over the world. And we'll see you guys real soon. All right. That's my show. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, leave me a comment, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also download the podcast on all podcast platforms. And I'm excited to tell you that Live from My Drum Room has been ranked #1 best drum podcast for the second straight year. So thank you all for your support. I really appreciate it. And I want to invite you to check out livefrommydrumroom.com, my website, for upcoming shows and also for information on ordering Live from My Drum Room merchandise, t-shirts and hoodies. 100% of the proceeds go toward a scholarship I've created with the Percussive Arts Society. There's also information on ordering merchandise in the show notes. And you can email or text me at livefrommydrumroom@gmail.com. So remember, no drummers are harmed on any show. And drummers, when in doubt, leave it out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I'll see you again real soon.